Please note, views and opinions expressed in the course of this program do not represent that of OTV. Therefore, this channel is not liable to any legal action that may result from this program.
Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí, ẹ sì káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ọmọ Oòduà tó ń dé sójú ìwòran yín o láti iléeṣẹ́ ìkànnì Wo TV. Òdu ni wá àwa kì í ṣàìmọ̀ fólókó. A tún ti dé o sórí ètò bá a ti ṣe máa ń dé. Tó ètò ọ̀hún ló wá balẹ̀ báyìí bí ọ̀wàrà òjò sójúde yín o. Àwa òmìnira bá wá pèrè fìdí abẹ́ bá ń fi ti àpèrè mọ́lẹ̀. Kájọ kan lágbá mi ètò tòní nítorí pé ń dá amú afúra wa lórí ètò lónìí ó gbọgbọ́n. Kódà ó gbẹ̀ngbẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ń pè ní ó gbẹ̀ngbẹ́ nítorí pé kàyéfì ọ̀rọ̀ kàbìtì la máa ń pè ní kàyéfì ọ̀rọ̀. Tó ẹ bá wá pèrè fìdí abẹ́ bá ń fi ti àpèrè mọ́lẹ̀ ká kọ́ lágbá mi ètò tọ̀hún ká máa bá kinní ọ̀hún bọ̀ bá a ti ṣe máa ń ṣe tá a máa ń kìbọnú ara wọn lẹ́lẹ́yọ̀ ẹ̀yọ̀ bó bá ti wá yá yín bó bá ti yégun ni o ṣe mọ̀ pé o ti yọrẹ́ àwa tá a wà ń bí náà àbá tèrè wá bí torí pé bàbá débi iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe náà là á ṣe ó ti wá yá ẹja jọ karabodò torí pé àní karabodò tán ká tó ṣe máa wá parọ́ pò tútù mú wá o ó ti yá bó bá ti yá yín ẹja jọ lọ.
And before Mo went to perform, he went to have a meeting with some elders. So now, we know who planted very dark boy, we know. Okay? Now, that same person who planted very dark man was the one who did a newspaper, notification of calling very dark man for a meeting in Lagos. After that meeting, did you see very dark man going back to say justice for Mohbad? We have brain now. We can think. You understand? What I'm trying to say is that a time will come, this social media will blast their brain. We are not leaving this platform. We are not leaving social media. God bless social media. God bless TikTok. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to act. They just squeeze out. Please, sir, I'm coming. I want you to reply me, but I will just finish on this note for now. They don't want to continue their whatever finding they are doing, that corona inquest. They freeze it out. They put it to indefinite. And they are now saying that they cannot do that autopsy, whatever that they wanted to go and do in Lagos because during NSAS, they burnt down the place where they're supposed to use in Lagos. Is it only Lagos we have in Nigeria? We have other 35 states in Nigeria where this thing can be done. Even private individuals, even in that Lagos, private owners of labs are around that island where they can do all these things without using the Lagos State facility. But they said they are taking it outside Nigeria to go and do it. And there is no set date for it to return back. That's how they took Abiola's sample to go and do autopsy report abroad. Up to now, his intestine is still wherever in America. Abiola's intestine is still wherever in America. It has not come back. And they think we are joking, or who are they even joking with? Obviously, we can see now that the government is not ready for justice for Mohbad, and we are not going to stop here on this platform. TikTok is our place where we will give them pressure. I am talking, they are listening. I noticed that before I started talking, the people here, they were 200 and something. And as I started talking, conversing with Papariano.
Sorry. You will not. Go there. Just talk about the case, please.
And what I'm trying to say is that we know they are present here. And they are not going to stop us.
We don't attack people here. We just have to be focused on the case, please.
As can we respond? He was trying to give me a response.
All right. What I want to say is that if we look at it from the beginning, we are trying to establish a premedicated homicide here. And if we have to do that, we have to start from as far back as 2, 3, 4 months backward into this telephone record of these people. And I want to say something here real quick, which is that for me to have an entitlement in Mohbad lives, that is one of the major reasons why I believe introduction was quickly turned into engagement so that it will look like they are married. That will give her a sense of entitlement in Mohbad's life. Having said that, we need to look towards what they have been doing months in terms of their communication, who they've been communicating with, what they've been talking about, including looking into Mohbad's communication with his friends, with his wife, and so many other people. If we do a forensic investigation on this telephone conversation, I'm very much sure we will find out more than we can bargain for. I'm very much sure.
I know, okay. Yeah, right.
I'm very much sure of that. And for that, DNA that people have been clamoring for could even be the motive for his death. That is why, if they do a thorough search on their telephone conversation, something must have come up that will link Liam to Mohbad and to whoever is involved. So I just want us to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing on the need for us to know who these people have been talking to months before the death of Mohbad and after the death of Mohbad. If we cannot get any other thing, because there must be something they were all hiding. If Prime Boy could come out on a live and said he was in the vehicle and he never made mention of spending. And if Wumi could come out and say there's a fight between her husband and Prime Boy without mentioning spending being in the same vicinity with her, it leaves much to be said about. So we need to know what is really going on. What are these people really hiding? If they are not hiding anything, there is no way police will come out and tell us Mohbad bled profusely. If police will come out and tell us that, then where did the injury that led to that profuse bleeding came from? Wumi told us it's a minor scratch. And they asked, is the scratch big enough to cause that? She said no. Then why do you need an emergency nurse? A lot is going on that nobody is telling us.
Yes.
But if we dig down into their conversation, I believe the mystery will be unraveled. I will stop there. Thank you, Papa Reno FM.
Papa, can you put me in the big screen? I want to show you something. I want to put the camera. Okay, can you read this? This is Among Wumi. This is Wumi's page. 2000 April. Can you read it?
Your video should open your video. We can't see.
Yeah. Can you see?
Can somebody read? Can you guys see? Because I don't know. Doing something just like a little bit. Can somebody read it?
10 and some years old. I am 10 and some years. I might just be me, mother's child.
I'm just be my mother's child.
Okay.
But in all reality, I'm everybody's child. Nobody raised me. Can you read that?
Yeah.
And something society. So I will send it to you later. So when people say Wumi is 24, she's not like 24 that father and mother raised together. You understand what I mean? She said nobody raised her. I saw it in one blog yesterday. Can you see?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean she grew up in the street?
That's what I mean.
That's why she's like an animal.
Oh.
So you need
No
to
wonder
understand.
I think this support what Bolibi was saying.
And then Karima make a decision and later she erased it. She said that her mother, the mother did not take care of them, that the mother left them. Like what happened to Mohbad? Yeah. Karima make a long post insulting her mom.
Yeah.
That she didn't take care of them. She left. She was nowhere to be found. And that's what the Wumi said, that I may be my mother's child, but in all reality, no, I'm everybody's child. Nobody raised me and something in society. So it's not her fault.
So that's why she was unfortunate to fall into hands
Yeah.
like Queen Mother's hands. She is still Queen Mother's girl up to now.
Yep.
She's still service girl to Queen Mother. She's still working for Shekpeteri. Up
So
to
when they
now.
get 24 years old, they have to add this one. That was not raised by nobody. Because she said that herself. April 17, 2017.
Parental failure is the kind
They
of result you get.
they need to be adding that.
Parental failure will get result like Wumi. So obvious. That's why she has no regard for the elderly. See the way she has messed up the Aloba family. And we as parents, we should be very, very keen about who our children link in with. You don't just accept anybody that comes to say, oh, your child wants to get married to this. You love her? Yes, I love her. No. You have to investigate to know if she was properly raised. Try to know her antecedents, her background a bit to know if she's from a home or from the street. If not, she's coming to break your whole house, break your home, break everything you've worked for. In fact, coming to kill your son eventually, because now, like I see her, she is callous. She doesn't have feelings, no feelings attached, even to Liam in her hands. And I'm scared for that baby because she wants to hide DNA, she may poison that boy. So it's better for if there's any social welfare in Nigeria, let them pick that child out of women's hands, because the way she sounds like somebody that is even in distress, and she cannot concentrate, if at all, to take care of that child properly. So it's better if she's in a civilized in a better society, that child would have been moved away from her. She can't take care of that child, the way I'm looking at it. She may end up poisoning that boy just to cover up not doing DNA. So that is my observation there. It's unfortunate the way things are going in Nigeria. Nobody wants to say the truth. The government is not ready to move an inch. They want this thing to die just the way other cases have died. It is
How
obvious.
do you analyze Prime Boy?
Prime Boy is just unfortunate. I will just say it that way. It's just being unfortunate. It's just the fact that he is being used as a scapegoat anyway. He's being used as a scapegoat. I see Prime Boy as somebody who is being put in custody for doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the reason being that Nigeria is not a place where justice can be found. We are looking for justice for Mohbad. But unfortunately, somebody is suffering for the injustice in Nigeria. Very insensitive society. The police knows the truth. Prime Boy has not done anything wrong. He was not there when this guy, had his last breath. So why hang on him? Why put him in custody? For what? You are leaving this woman out, this woman that was there, facing him face to face. He was pleading with Wumi, don't pour this water on me, till he breathed his last in Wumi's face. She kept pouring the water, even the nurse was saying it. Stop pouring this water on this guy. This is not the antidote to the goose pimples. This is not the antidote to the injection, if at all. In fact, it will cause more harm. And she was insisting. She was still pouring the water, saying that is how he behaves. That is how it should be done. Meaning that she has an ulterior motive. Somebody is there trying to care for him, giving him medical medications. You are not supposed to stand in between. Are you a nurse? Are you a nurse? And the nurse is even telling you, don't do that. If you truly love, you will obey. You will comply. You will support to give care. Not for you to stay there and be doing otherwise. It's like me visiting my son in the hospital. And the nurse say, don't increase that drip. And I go ahead and remove the drip. Of course, I should be arrested for that, for pouring water on more, when the nurse said, don't do that. It is not medically advised to do that, and you're doing it. then she should be arrested for that. And she is not even denying that she didn't pour the water on him. And the disease was even saying it to her face. Wunmi, don't pour this water on me. Till he died, she kept pouring the water. She has an ulterior motive. She has a reason for pouring that water. Maybe she had mixed some drugs with the water and pouring it on him would like aggravate or accelerate his demise. And yet the police, they're still looking at this idiot walking around in the flesh of Wunmi, this beast of an animal. Whoever will come online and say Wunmi has not done anything wrong, may Wunmi happen to the person's generation. Wunmi will never live, the kind of Wunmi will never live that person's generation. If you are married, your son is going to marry Wunmi, the type of Wunmi.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I've been listening to you, and seriously, I concur with you, and everything you're saying is right. I don't know why, our police, they love drama. They love drama. This is an organized crime. We're dealing with a case of organized crime. Everything is pointing at this woman, and I don't know why nobody, the force agencies are not looking at that direction. Why will you be a guy of Mohbad status, needed a medical attention, and someone will go and brings a health practitioner that is not qualified? That alone in its entirety shows that that girl Wunmi has these things planned from the very beginning. She was unfolding these things step by step, and up to date, Nigerian police, I want to tell us that they are still investigating. What is there to investigate?
I don't know.
What is there when the evidence is very clear?
Look at this scenario I just painted now, which happened. The nurse, the unqualified nurse, so they say, she came and she gave the injection and she said, stop pouring this water. This water is not supposed to be poured on him. Medically, you're not supposed to do this. And you kept pouring it. And even the patient was looking at her and Mohbad was telling Wunmi, stop pouring this water on me. Because he was feeling like dying at every drop of the water touching his skin. And yet she kept doing it as against the advice of the nurse. It's like you visiting somebody in the hospital and the hospital is telling you, don't give him rice. And you go ahead and give that your that person rice. It shows that you don't want that person to be alive. You are obstructing the way of proper care and medication. Then it means that you're a criminal.
Like
then you should be arrested for doing that.
You have a husband or a friend or a brother that you're close to, and that person needs medical attention. Somebody on the comment section was trying to say was Wunmi the person that called the nurse. I don't understand. Like, how do some people look at it?
But you don't understand what I'm saying. At this point, is Wunmi supposed to continue pouring that water on him?
Not at all.
Yeah, if she truly loves, if she truly cares, you call the nurse to care. And the nurse that is caring is saying, stop, don't do that. Of course, immediately you should stop. And in court, Wunmi is even, no, everywhere she's not denying the fact that she didn't pour water on him. And nobody is still arresting her up to today. And the police went into the house to make an arrest. And they were arresting Splendid that is not even in the house when the patient died. They left Wunmi that poured water on him till he gave up the ghost. As against the advice of the nurse. The nurse is saying, as a medical practitioner or like as a nurse, that I know that if this thing is happening, you are not supposed to pour water on him. And you are saying that is how he is always fainting and we will always pour water on him. And the nurse is saying, stop, and you refuse to stop. And the patient says, stop, and you refuse to stop till he died. In fact, you clearly killed him in that process alone. You killed him. And nobody is arresting her. And she even have the guts to be going around paying bloggers, bribing bloggers 4 million to go and be insulting the dead's father, Mohbad's father, online. Have the infantry to pick her phone and call him and insulted him to a pulp. Laying curses on the old man after killing his son. And nothing is happening in that kind of country. I mean, the street is being provoked, honestly. Governor Sanwo-Olu, you are provoking the youth. Wumi, you are not going to go scot-free. Don't ever think about that in your mind. Even if the police, they are behind you. I'm telling you, you are not a free woman. Don't try to move. Don't try to just try and live your life normally again, Wumi. They are going to get you. The streets will get you. The streets will get you because everybody wants vengeance for that guy. He doesn't deserve what you have done to him. You said it with your mouth, Wumi, that when you were pregnant, he cared for you. I saw your tweet. He cared for you. He did everything that a man would do to a woman. And he was sick, weak and tired on the floor. And the nurse said, don't pour water. And you were pouring the water. You poured the water till he died. You had an intention, woman, to make sure that you move him out of the space so that you can claim. How long have your marriage lasted, woman? Not up to 2 years. I don't know. And yet, you say you have a son for him. In a new marriage, is that the only child you are expecting to have in this marriage? And now you have willed all in his lifetime. You encourage him to will all of his property to this particular baby, as if you don't have the mind to have more children for him. You know what you have done, woman. You know. Well, ostracized. You've marked all your plans. How to go about dealing with this person. You have a time frame to start and finish your project. And you think after now, you have finished your project. You have just begun. You have just begun. Mohbad, lying still in debt is better than you are walking around. I'm telling you. The government will not be able to help you. If they don't give justice to Mohbad, there will be no peace anywhere. Not in the government seat, not on the street, not in your heart, not in your mind. You are going down. Shouldn't have done this, woman. Bible says, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. When you came in contact with Mohbad, they told you about him, I suppose. They told you that this one is a special pregnancy. He was born special. Even before his mother conceived him, they told her, if you get pregnant, don't remove it because you're going to have a son and his name is going to be Hilary. At least you would have gone back to your drawing board and say, come, it's like I'm missing my way. It's not this kind of guy I'm going to toy with. You would have done it with somebody else, not this kind of person. You won't escape it. It's so painful the government is slowing down this thing. They think so anyway that they are slowing it down, but it will boomerang in their face very soon. It will boomerang in their face.
Ohun lèmi ṣe sọ fún ẹ má wàá sọ fún mi pọ́ lo fọ́tò mi ẹ jẹ́ kó lò. I don't care, mi ò fọ́. Mi ò fọ́ ẹ lè stop mi lélẹ́yìí tèmi dáwọ́lé yìí.
Ó dà ń gbé torí àwọn a lot of people.
Torí ẹ̀mí ṣe ń lọ káàkiri because tí bá lọ káàkiri ó máa kí ìmọ̀ra mi because àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ yẹn ó ti pọ̀ jù fọ́mọ yẹn. Ó máa kí ìmọ̀ra mi. Mo máa rí ra mi guilty pé àbẹ́mi ni èmi mò ń jẹ́ kó máa attack ọmọdé yìí. Ó dẹ̀ màmá ó affect mi. I will not lie. Kọ́ bú èmi gangan wà láì kò ń affect mi bó ṣe ń bú ọmọ yẹn.
Èmi lèèyàn kan máa ń
Wàláì.
fẹ́ gbé sáré. Èmi ẹṣin. Lèèyàn kan máa ń gbé mi sáré.
Mẹ́ta mi sáré lórílẹ̀ yìí.
Nílùú wo? Èmi ò kán náà, but sometimes you just need to put the truth out there. Tó bá máa fẹ́ ṣe wèrè, ó wá lè ṣe wèrè ẹ̀ wò. Ìyẹn ò má tà. Tó bá máa ṣe wèrè. Wọ́n ní iṣẹ́ ẹni náà ló máa ń tọwọ́ ẹni bepo. Ọkọ tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ mi dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé social media fún mi ni complete opposite làwa méjèèjì torí ẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ wá ṣe work. Social media ò lè ní anything tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mo sọ even show tí mo ṣe àwọn kan tí mo bẹ́ ìpè fún lánàá ká tó ṣe show Sunday fún wa mo ti bẹ́ ìpè lọ fún àwọn èèyàn kan lórí Facebook náà. Ojú ìpè. Understand? Tí n bá dẹ̀ ṣe tán wọn bá blog ẹ̀ máa tún fún ní dọ́tí wine ní orí bẹ́ẹ̀dì.
Ó ṣàké mi mọ̀.
So Facebook wọn blọọgì ọkọ wọn ṣe kíní kan yẹn ò matter because
Ọlá,
òun náà
ọlá.
mọ̀ pé wọ́n ń ṣèkà ni so òun náà ti mọ̀ wá wọn. He's not a social media person. He will never comment anywhere. You will not see him do none of this shit. Torí ẹ̀ ni ṣe understand? Ẹni tó dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé ẹni yìí o ìkíní ẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan tó ń fún ní happiness ni ṣáàjẹun rà fílẹ̀. So we have that understanding. But that said, some miscreants, àwọn ọmọ Libya kan àti àwọn kan tí ò jẹun kánú kan, ṣáwọn yẹn lèmi fẹ́ fọ́ fún. Àwọn ìyá aláya wọn gan-an wọ́n gbé wọn sáré tì.
Wọ́n kéré.
Àwọn eléyìí kéré kí làwọn mọ̀? Àwọn eléyìí tọ́ṣẹ̀ manage àti fún wọn ní sub. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe social media. Ṣáwọn yẹn lèmi èmi Àṣàkẹ́ máa fọ́ fún over my dead body. Bákan máa là á nì. Mi ò fọ́ rárá o. Mi ò fọ́. But some things just have to be put out there. We need to set the record straight and differentiate. Tó bá máa ń wá fún mi jẹ́ mọ̀ pé wá fún mi. Nígbà èmi gangan ló wá fún. Not because pé torí ẹnìkan àbí bóyá àbàtì wá ń disturb ìgbésí ayé yín ọkàn yín ò balẹ̀ kan ẹ wá ń parọ́. No, we need to just clear that hair.
Howard ló bá ṣe bó ṣe ń ṣe yẹn náà. Ṣá àwa lo fọ́tò wọn bí rí.
Exactly.
So Howard ló bá jà bó ṣe ń jà yẹn.
Tí n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ blogging, ó máa le gan ni. But mi ò fẹ́ ṣe normal torí ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò ní. Tí n bá ń bá àyàn jà kí n mọ̀ pé yes. Tí n bá dẹ̀ ń jà fún cause kí n mọ̀ pé yes. Ṣé understand? Èmi ò ní blogger lèmi. Blogger ni mímí ìdẹ kì í ṣe blogger tó gbójú ẹ̀ pamọ́. I'm not a coward. Ní ìgbójú mi pamọ́ ojú tèmi lèmi fi ń ṣe nǹkan anything tí n bá ṣe I put my face and name to it. I'm not a coward. Tèmi ò ní mọ gbogbo repercussion tí wọ́n á ní pé mo fẹ́ lọ ṣe nǹkan mo fẹ́ involve ara mi into something. So but when I want to do something, let me do it with my own face. Let me know that yes, I'm fighting for justice. Torí ẹ̀ mo ṣe máa mẹ́lò lórí àwọn nǹkan kan. Kò tí máa ń jà nígbà tí kò lè di mí mú. Ó dà gẹ́gẹ́ gbogbo yín ní misconception pé bóyá mo jẹ àbí mo ti jẹ́ǹtì. Mo ẹyọ kankan mi náà ni mo máa sọ̀rọ̀ mi o ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tí máa ṣe. Àwọn ẹgbà ọ̀run mi làgbọ̀n ò lè stop. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ẹ ṣàjẹ́ ẹ máa fojú gentility yẹn wò mí lórí TikTok ẹ ṣàjò máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó yá president.
Ká máa mọ omi sí lọ́nà.
President jazz.
Bọ́ ẹ wo èmi mo ti prepare.
Ó dàbá lálejò.
Àlejò ẹ káàbọ̀ Skype. Tọkọ yìí ni wọ́n ní tẹ́ ń gbèjà wọn. Only one condition that he has rights with written notes of his late son or voice notes. In court. No, in court. He cannot use mouth to ask. So far, his son did not ask when he was alive. The father does not have rights, sir.
If Uncle can don't continue. Let me quickly correct you on that notion, right? when you say the father has a right, what legal right does the father have to actually demand for a DNA when the actual father, before his demise, accepted him as a son, never doubted his paternity, never at any point indicated or noted somewhere that there is a doubt on the paternity of that child. Now, legally, there is no law binding any extended family to demand for a paternity test on a child, either biological or adopted. So as long as the father had accepted him either biologically or adopted, either way, nobody else has the right to request for paternity unless otherwise stated by the biological father that he is in fact in doubt of the paternity of that child. Now, if he must request for the paternity, if the grandfather has a doubt on the paternity of that child, he would have to go through the legal system, request for it, and the onus is now on the mother to grant that request, or there is a court, unless the court itself request or demand for one reason or the other, which has to be legally demanded to prove that the child belongs to the man or not, in which case the mother has to consent to it as well. So it's not just that there has to be because of the fact that he is the grandfather, he has a right. Nobody, no other family member except from the father who never doubted the paternity of his child. Nobody else has the right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So at the end of the day, about human beings should be able to embrace knowledge, most especially when you get something that is more superior than what you believe in. Thank you for that this assertion. But however, you made mention of something, except if the court. So at the end of the debate, you are 50-50 based on the same page. So thank you for that. But however, Sherry Nigerians, I always say it, we always demand for something that is right in the wrong direction. Right? Now, the issue of Naira Marley now, it has been swept on the carpet because Nigeria is a lawless country. Nigeria is a lawless country. Even though Naira Marley over lower in the at least both him and Sam Larry should be charged for bully. Because who are very clear and it is unambiguous. So it's so sad when people come on internet and begin to make all sort of unnecessary noise. Lórí nǹkan tí ò tiẹ̀ wọ́ tiẹ̀ lẹ́ni báyìí bí eré okay just say police lẹ́ni ṣé wọ́n ti publish kíni result kíni what is it called the autopsy tí wọ́n ṣe like play like joke the whole thing will be swept on the carpet at the end of the day kò ní sí nǹkan tá a máa achieve just imagine mo ń lis ten sí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ ń sọ látẹ̀kan to the extent that ó ti ń dìjà probably láàrin ọ̀rẹ́ families because your interest does not align. So Nigerians should keep it up. That is why our leaders keep treating us the way they like. Anybody saying Nigeria, things that needs to be done, when you begin to express your democratic grievances, people will see your offense. Nigeria is a sovereign state as enshrined in Section 14 of our constitution. So if I thought Tinubu mess up, we can decide to put his out of office. It happens in Egypt. During the time of Hosni Mubarak, Hong Kong, it took them 1 year, 6 months for revolution, don't you? Look at Sri Lanka. So Nigeria is not, Nigeria, there's anything bad, if at all, begin to demand for our right today. But lately, Nigeria will still take you to be someone who is stupid or someone who is mad, that doesn't know what you are saying. But at the end of the day, the bad check is under the universal notion of right and wrong. Look at UAE today. I mean, the UAE, between what is medical center, what is for the over 1 year, by access a visa because of the negligence of our stupid leaders. So we can't continue like this. Let's begin to call a spade and declare wickedness as wickedness. No agenda that wants taking the lives of anybody. Yes, their interests might not align. Only under the record label. Does that mean they should bully him? The interest will align. So this thing, something needs to be done, and we must continue to speak. So the host, thank you for this in creating a space like this for Nigerians to converge and express yourselves. Because people must say, why listen ye? At the body modern listening for over more than 30 minutes, where I've learned. And when you begin to speak, people will say you are chasing cloud. Let me chase cloud. Sir?
You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So when there is space like this, man, for the fact you take your time, jobless or but at least it's just a form of creating awareness for you to learn what you don't know, add to what you know, then life goes on. So enough of all these, as in celebrate all this celebration. I've been back with the shenanigans of all these people. Eh? Come to think of it, which message to them for pass to the general public? To me, I don't believe in him. I don't subscribe to his madness. And when it don't fight both and ambassador in the same country, so man, it is only if you are mad you will tell me that I should take the Ramali serious now. Won't fight boom, so making my fight boom. There is madness here. Yeah? So let me hang and rest my case here so that other people will speak. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sky F Concept. And thank you for your submission. Now, I like your last message. Mumfagbo, Mwa fi Naira Marley she ambassador. Does that pass the right message? Absolutely not. Now, kini àwọn èèyàn máa ń avoid àwọn conversations kankan. Though there were some sane people that spoke up in respect to that. Why would they okay, irú influence wo, irú ambassadorial influence wo gangan ni Naira Marley. Okay, ṣé Naira Marley máa jáde, àwa máa sọ fún mi pé kí n má fagbó mọ́ tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mò ń fagbó. Ṣé message yẹn clear? O tó bá máa kọrin, agbégbó dání. Meanwhile, wọ́n fi ṣe ambassador. Now, message wo non try àti pass fún wa. Tèmi bá ń fa o, ìyẹn ò mean pé kí wọ́n fa o. Mo represent NDLEA tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n dẹ̀ were against the drug and crime and whatever tó wà ń bẹ̀. Meanwhile, Naira Marley gangan, according to the news we've heard, ohun gangan drug lord ni, wọ́n ta balloon, wọ́n ta gbá, wọ́n ta wo. So it just goes to show pé Nigeria is not a sane country. Either we like it or not, we can sugarcoat it, everybody normal, ìlú yẹn normal. And it is easier for us that we, especially the people in diaspora, to see clearly. But some of them would still see, but choose to be blinded by the reality of things. You see? Which is the reason why we are here. So many crimes will be committed, so many things would have happened that some people will be saying the truth and others will know the truth. But because of for whatever reason, they would choose to just negate any truth. And the reason that you will see fewer platforms speaking the truth is because most people's brain are washed by what the lies that has been spread around. Brain was so manipulated that they cannot even speak on truth. Why it's in Naira Marley directly linked to the actual cause of death of Mohbad. Let's just give him that benefit, yeah? But there's been several videos, several information out there
with regards to bullying, harassment, and everything, àwọn èyí tó tún wá actually ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé Naira Marley gangan. We saw all of that. But for whatever reason, they tried to change the narrative. If not, kí ló máa fún Naira Marley ní audacity láti máa record. Àwa rèé àti wà ń ta o. Àwa rèé o. I understand. I'm just trying to narrate the videos he posted after his release. Kò sí nǹkan tí bàbá ńlá ìyá láyà yín máa ṣe sí ọ, àwa ń bí àfọ̀. Tó bá máa release the next track, nǹkan tó máa wà nínú ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Do you understand my point? Now, gbogbo àwọn videos yẹn kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí? We're so quick to forget things. And it just goes to every areas too. In politics, in everything, social life, so everything. Mo ṣe àṣegbé pọ̀ gan Nàìjíríà. But wọ́n gbàgbé pàṣípamọ́ ló máa ń wà. Most times. Because hámà lórí àwọn nǹkan tí Naira ṣe. But because a lot of people have one reservations or the other towards Iyabo, àbí Gistlover, àbí àwọn tó actually advocate fún Mohbad, gbogbo àṣemáṣe Naira want to sweep it under the carpet. Because if not, kí ló máa fi fún ní audacity pé òun fẹ́ sue? Ṣé àwọn nǹkan tó ń sọ pé ó ṣe kò ṣe wọ́n ni? Ṣé àwọn nǹkan tí Sam Larry ṣe kò ṣe ni? Ṣé wọ́n bully Mohbad àbọ̀n bully ẹ̀? Ṣé wọ́n cheat Mohbad àbí wọ́n cheat ẹ̀? Gbogbo royalties ẹ̀ ń kọ́. Ṣé wọ́n chance ọmọ yẹn lójú ẹ̀mí àbí wọ́n chance ẹ̀? Ṣé nǹkan kí ló fa depression fún Mohbad? Kí ló fa anxiety? Kí ló fa high blood pressure fún ọmọ yẹn? Ṣé nǹkan tó ń go through London Naira Marley àbóhùn fúnra rẹ̀ ò sọ? Àbí update tó ṣe? Why tó ṣe jẹ́ pé nǹkan tí kò necessary mọ́ kéèsì Mohbad òun làwọn èèyàn ń attack? Why tó ṣe jẹ́ pé DNA làwọn èèyàn ń ránṣọ mọ́? Afẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń palàpálàpá. Ṣé tí wọ́n bá gbé result DNA jáde, ṣó máa prove pé òun ló pa Mohbad ni? Ṣé tí DNA result bá jáde, tọ́mọ bá jẹ́ ọmọ Mohbad, ó wá mí pé Wùnmí innocent? Àbí tí DNA bá jáde, tí ọmọ ò bá kí n ṣe ọmọ Mohbad, ó mí pé Wùnmí ló guilty? Àwọn nǹkan kan tí ó ń dá tó ń burst brain mi tí mi understand ó pọ̀ gan. So it just goes to show the kind of mentality tí majority of Nigerians ní. Wọ́n máa ń fi ẹ̀tẹ̀ sílẹ̀, wọ́n máa ń palàpálàpá. Ṣé DNA ní justice for Mohbad? Tí DNA bá come positive or negative, will that be the justice? Is that the justice that we are looking for? Are we going to pin it on in pé DNA o ikú tó pa Mohbad nìyẹn? Mi ò understand àárín yẹn. And that is the reason why the little, no matter how small we are, the little truth that we are going to put out there, we will not stop. We will continue to hammer on it. Fún ẹni tó bá máa gbọ́, nípasẹ̀ ìyẹn gan, ẹlòmíì wọ́n máa dàrú. Ìyẹn ẹni tó bá ní ọgbọ́n. Because a lot of them, they know the truth anyway. We don't need to educate. They know the truth, but they choose the latter. So you see, we will continue. Gbogbo wa tá wà lórí platform yìí kò sí tí ò níṣẹ́ nínú wa. But out of no time, we still create time to at least talk, to at least enlighten people, to at least fún ẹni tó bá deserve ìpèlè pé, ẹni tó bá deserve ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́rọ̀, fún ẹni tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ ká educate ara wa. But ìjọkànjọkàn, system ta grow up in, ó máa wà favorable. And I always pray, may Nigeria not happen to any of us. Nigeria happened to Mohbad. It's not just about the harassment or bullying or whatever. Nigeria failed Mohbad. And the same Nigeria is working against Wunmi. But we will not allow that Nigeria system to fail Wumi. We will not allow Nigeria system to fail Liam. May Nigeria not happen to any of us. Thank you very much.
Please let me quickly speak on something. Just imagine now we have over 100 people on this platform, right?
Yes, 128 to be precise.
We have over 100 people on this platform, and just only 4 people, which is share program.
Your connection is fluctuating.
Is it that is it that we are not passing message? What we are saying here is to me, I was a program. Madness.
Your connection is fluctuating.
That's me. Yeah, you know. Hello. Sir.
Your connection is fluctuating. Well, I suppose your network is really bad. Yeah. I suppose what this gentleman is trying to say is that we have over 100 people watching this live broadcast and only 4 people shared. So if we can get more people to keep sharing so that enough people can see. So don't just sit in the comment section and be watching and listening. Let other people come over to learn. I believe that's what this man is trying to say. So about our share, my share show, the broadcast.
That's what I'm trying
Share,
to.
can we your livery?
That's what I'm trying to say. Here, kaje video gini space le hold by anything. So you àwọn kan bọ́ra wọn sí wòwò. Believe me, I had to go viral. So like Daily Pharaoh TV said on Arise TV, only Nigerians reward madness. That is why madness has remained endemic. So if only 8 people can share now out of over 100 people, which means what you are saying is baseless. Àwọn nǹkan tó bá yẹ ká amplify ní amplify yẹn then báwo la ṣe fẹ́ okay ọ̀la lè ṣe àmà ní pé Nàìjíríà ò lè dá báwo ni Nàìjíríà ṣe fẹ́ dá when we are not amplifying the real issues. So mi ebi ò pa mí níbi tí mo wà lágbára Ọlọ́run àwọn tèmi náà ebi ò ní pa wọ́n. Likewise each and every one of you on seat and those listening, but we can still do more. We can still do more for ourselves and for Nigeria. Nílé mi ju Nigeria lọ mọ́. In fact ibi tí ìgbà tí mò ń bọ̀ wá medical center láàárọ̀ yìí torí ọ̀nà tí mo gbà bẹ̀rẹ̀ ground wọn à ń bẹ̀ so fence wọn ò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ high believe me wọ́n network ọ̀nà standard road pẹ̀lú asphalt wọnú bẹ̀rẹ̀ ground Nigeria bullet ti fẹ́ rí wẹ̀. See, I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Mr. Skyhef Concept. It is disheartening that we don't have a working system. In every country, there is a system. The system can decide to be favorable to you or fail you. Now, tí Mohbad la rí lénìí, àmọ́ èyí tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́la and subsequent ones. There are so many things. Mohbad kọ́ ni first person tó máa kú Nigeria, and it won't be the last person. Now, tí system bá ń fail àwọn èèyàn tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ continuous kíní, who is next? Like the interview, or should I say, the conference or dinner, whatever, tí Nena ti béèrè questions lọ́wọ́ Sanwo-Olu, Governor Sanwo-Olu. She asked the question. She said that Sylvester was failed by the system. Till date, case yẹn forí sánpọ́n ni. Ààrí ojútùú case yẹn up till this moment. I'll refer us to Debbie ọmọ tó yóò kúnú BRT yẹn. Ààrí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀, ààrí díẹ̀ndíẹ̀ àmọ́bi tán forí sánpọ́n sí. Today, it is Mohbad's turn. Now, Mohbad was in the music industry. So many things ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú industry yẹn. Kó tó wá di pandemic. People need to speak up. For the young generation, the up and coming artists, and that's the reason why majority of us are here. Not just because of Mohbad. I am passionate about people. I am passionate about the right cause. Mohbad won't be the last. Thank you. Unicorns are real. Dagreen too died. Dagreen agreed he died on a road accident. She Tabani walking system. Titi Wabada. She Omoyemani accident. Fatal accident. Emoye èèyàn tó ti kú. Emoye àwọn coppers tó ti kú. Wọ́n travel. Wọ́n ṣe. Emoye àwọn Titi claim lives a whole family. Kò tí ẹ̀ ń ṣe ìyẹn ò tí ẹ̀ kí wá ń ṣe kínní. Wọ́n ti wá sọ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yìí. Wọ́n ti sọ the norm. So many cases. Nigeria say, may it not happen to us. In all spectrum, òun lóríṣiríṣi nǹkan tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn wọ́n á dúró. Ẹ wo kéèsì EndSARS. Ẹ mọyì ẹ̀mí tí EndSARS mú lọ. Till date, wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé wa nǹkan tá à ń rí. DJ Switch, àbí is it Switch? That lady, she had to run for her dear life because she covered everything. We saw everything that happened during EndSARS. Till date, the government told us no lives was lost. DJ Switch, thank you. I got it right. Wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé wa pé ẹ̀mí kankan ò ti EndSARS bọ́. So, you see, ìgbà tí election bá máa jáde, because majority of the people attacking Iyabo was because of her involvement in the election and the way she went on about it. Or was she wrong to have taken that stand? Politics will always be politics in Nigeria. Majority of the people now voting for the ruling party are now lamenting. This is the worst government. This is this. And then years to come, they will still be the same thing. The same thing. You cannot be doing the same thing and expect different results. I don't like engaging myself in political matter because I just see it as rubbish talk. I would never engage in a political matter or get myself involved in politics as such. I can just joke about it or talk about it because oh my, irritates me. Nigeria politics is the worst. But going back to the main topic, without me digressing, the same thing in every areas will keep repeating itself and you expect different results. How do we get different results when you are talking, when you're doing the same thing over and over and over and you never learn from your mistakes? That's not mistakes anymore. That is stupidity. So in order for us to change the course of things, we have to do something differently in order to achieve a different result. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Work there. Things are even worse now compared to last year or the year before. Things are worse. How can a bag of rice be 50,000 naira? How? Even the average family, don't be average, not rich. Even the rich are complaining. One no at their disposal, they're still complaining. So you see, we need to do better. We need to do better. Anything happening in Nigeria doesn't affect me. And if I can stand that, I have people there, just like every other person. It is 62K now. There you go. So, but I don't know. People don't realize the power they have in their voices. They don't. Everything doesn't have to result in violence. But at least learn to speak up, learn to talk, and take actions. If you're in a position of power, use your power to change things for the better. Don't say because the position you're in is favorable to you now, oh, more in koto mashele si lola. You don't know. So wherever tabani opportunity, whenever tabani opportunity, láti change nǹkan, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa try láti máa lo position wa láti fi change nǹkan yìí. Kò bá jẹ́ díẹ̀, ó máa make little impact. A little impact here and there may become big at some point, somewhere down the line. Mo ẹni tó máa connect. So little effort taba lè make tó bá jẹ́ pé ó máa save life èèyàn kan péré out of 100. Àmọ́ pé ẹyọ kan wà saved. So you see, we can do better. Nǹkan dáadáa tá bá dẹ̀ ń ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká stop. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó sú wa, ẹ má jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá. Thank you very much. Over to you, Olori, celebrity marketer. President G. Masun.
Oh, àlejò wa ti lọ ni. Wow. How is everybody doing? What are we talking about? Mo bọ́ sí kitchen ni. So mo kàn ń gbọ́ yín lọ́ọ̀kan ni. Mo bí n ṣe gbórúkọ mi, mo wá sí the phone. So where are we? What are we on? What are we talking about?
About everything in general, how the system keeps failing us.
Yes, well, that's Nigeria for you. I know people always say, I know there's a modern prayer. What I pay, it's something, Nigeria never happened to us. Well, I don't believe in that. I don't know why. Anytime I hear it, I always feel like, what are people talking about? Is that unnecessary?
Can I say you on that?
Sure, go ahead.
You permit me.
Okay. Sorry, let me just reduce this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when people say, may Nigeria never happened to us, there is a lot behind that statement. And the reason that I accept that statement is very simple and straightforward. On several aspects, areas, Nigeria has failed its citizens, be it financial, be it health, employment, and general scheme of things. And who are the people bearing the brunt? The less privileged.
True.
People without influence and affluence. People that their voices cannot be heard. Like I made an assertion earlier, Mohbad isn't the first and it will not be the last.
True.
There are cases where the justice system has failed woefully the people that deserves to get justice. Everything. In fact, in politics, in every aspect, when you look at it, people have been failed. They've been victims of bad system. And I am not going to blame it on the government only. Even the people in the country, we fail each other.
God bless you.
System.
God bless you. You are almost like a psychic. It's like you're reading my mind. I was gonna come in and say, okay, look at what we are going through right now.
Exactly.
We're talking about justice for Mohbad, and everybody started franchising and directing their perspective of justice for Mohbad into, different angles, different sides. They turn it to something that, okay, this is your opinion, that's my opinion. Whereas justice is justice. Justice is a very straightforward English meaning and everything. Why are we now misinterpreting what justice is all about? Why is it necessary to misquote one another or have different narrative? The only time you see narratives change a lot of times is when we're not being truthful and we're not being factual. Because if we're truthful and factual, there shouldn't be too many sides to a justice system or to the way we look at justice for anybody. But when people are so adamant, or all they care about is their selfish hands, is getting paid, is getting something so that they can feed, then they'll start selling different things.
Stipends. Because of the stipends that we all will gain, we tend to we see the truth and we follow the wrong path.
We don't exactly. If only we can come out and have that integrity. People lost their integrity. Even if the government decides right now that, okay, we're ready to fix the system, some people will still fight the government for trying to fix the system. Why are we like this? And everybody, both less privileged and privileged in the society, capitalize on everyone's gullibility. People are gullible. At least we can excuse the primitive ones, those we can consider quite primitive. But how about the educated illiterates? Where do we categorize them? Somebody died. A young man died. The father came out, starts playing with our feelings, start throwing some sensitivity out there. And many people fell for it. And it's not just the illiterates that fell for it. It is not just illiterates. Even those who are considered educated, they key into it, they buy into it, they stop questioning the truth of the matter. And we find ourselves where we are right now. What can we make of that? How were they able to get through to the minds of those that claim to have left this country that they felt is not good enough, the system is bad? They are now in a system that is very, very good. But they're still doing this. Abroad bloggers, most of the bloggers putting out wrong narratives are all in abroad. They left Nigeria. So that's why I said I don't buy into the idea, because if the Gbasgbos, most of the things are coming from people in Nigeria, I will understand. But what happens to the likes of Kudi, Buki, that are in abroad? They're still being malicious. They're doing all the sort of nonsense knowing fully well that where they live, they can't try that nonsense. They are violating people's rights, crossing boundaries, and everything negative to humanities. And they're fine with it. They can sleep at night. How do you handle that? Is it the case of you can take me out of Nigeria, but you cannot take Nigeria out of me? Or what exactly is going on? There's one particular girl that's always going around from TikTok to TikTok, but most times she spends time with Papariano. The handle says Aminat. So one day, on a very light day, she interacted with me. She said, oh, Lema, I'm in Canada as well. Oh, Canada, we're in Canada and all that. She doesn't have a profile picture, so I cannot place her face, but I think she knows who I am because, you know, the fact that she was greeting me, or maybe because I mentioned that I'm in Canada, I really don't know. And she was like, oh, Lori, but you know now, you know that if it was Canada, she would have been arrested by now. I said, hello. When your spouse, as if it hasn't happened many times, even just August, I went to Toronto. The day I got to Toronto, a friend passed, a very good friend that we've been together in Toronto from the 90s. Very hardworking, Augusta. I couldn't believe it. She passed. That fateful night, her husband, who is a pastor, decided to leave her at home so that she can be well rested. She didn't go to church for night vigil. The husband said, no, rest, because you're working very early on Saturday morning. So that's where she stayed at home. So pastor came very early in the morning, I'm sure maybe around 3 a.m. or so, because night vigil is usually between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. or whatever, you know, thereabouts. Some churches will last longer, you know, Nigerian church. Anyway, on getting home, the pastor just, you know, quietly went into the house and slept separately so that he will not disturb the wife, Augusta. In the morning, she didn't wake up at the time she was supposed to wake up. So that's when pastor went to wake his wife up. Get up. It's time. How come you're still sleeping? She didn't answer. Out of panic, he went for the children. You know, she has older children too. So he called, please go wake your mother, because I really don't know what's going on. The children did the same thing. She was gone. So they called 911. That's the advantage of abroad. That is the advantage of a senior client. In case of an emergency, you don't even have to do anything. You just call the emergency line. That's what you do. You don't carry somebody that is dead and be carrying egbami. No, you don't have to touch. Don't touch it. So the police arrived. Right away, he was a suspect. And the police interrogated him, checked the whole house, looked at his countenance and all that, and the children. And they ruled, honestly, before they left, they ruled out the fact that he was a suspect. Because they saw him right there. They questioned him. They questioned the children. They looked through the environment, the scene, the room. So they pick up the cops. There they go, deposit it. You know what they told the pastor? Because we had a conversation, right? We sat down. I went to see him, so with my friend, and we sat down. So he was narrating this to me, that yes, they questioned him, because at that time he was a suspect. Just that time, though, as soon as he was interrogated, foul play was ruled out. So he was off the hook. There was no more doubts. There was no more carryover suspects. No. Now, a witness. So the police ordered by law, if you are of for certain age, a middle age, they call it, the husband doesn't have to request for an autopsy. The authority will request for it by themselves. She was just in her mid 50s, maybe 55 or something. But anything after 70, they don't need to, unless the family wants to do it. In a nutshell, they ordered the autopsy by themselves. They didn't wait for the husband. No, they didn't wait for the children to request for it. So the government put it in that they want to check what happened. A couple of days later, they told us that she had a heart problem. It was from her vigorous work. She's a very hardworking woman, very hardworking lady. So it was a heart failure. So you see, so that is a working system. So anytime we see all these people, and I try to explain to them that, yes, it's true. She was a suspect until the investigation and interrogation. By now, the police ruled her out. She's no more a suspect. She's now a witness. But it's very difficult for this bunch of idiots to get it into their thick skulls, into their blockheads. They kept naming her whatever they feel like naming her, as if we that said no, we want someone to get away with murder. They turn us to culprits, like, as if we conspire. Is that the government of Nigeria? These are people, like Kudi said, she spent 5 years studying law. And she was still able to sit in front of a ring light and open a filthy mouth, a cornered, one-sided, open teeth on social media and talk crap. Last week, one of our shows, she mentioned my name, she mentioned Olori Productions like 4 or 5 times. At one point, she even said Olori Puff Puff. And she was telling people that, oh, why you guys don't know anything? Autopsy will only open from the jaw downward. How can Kudi say that? Autopsy, when they do autopsy on a dead body, they will only open from jaw down, because that's what they did for our child. People kept relating this case to every case. I don't know why they're so daft. I went into go to the internet and go and search complete autopsy. How is a complete autopsy done? She said no, they won't even touch the brain. They won't touch anywhere there. It's only jaw. They'll just make an incision from the jaw downward. I'm like, really? And whereas complete autopsy includes brain, they will actually go into the brain. They will saw the bones. In America, they will show you everything on the YouTube. You want to watch how autopsy is done? Just go there, Google, go on YouTube and put it there, how to do a complete autopsy. You will see, they will do it, they will show you in a video. They will, if need be, depending on the circumstances of the case. Not all autopsy needs toxicology. Sometimes they do, sometimes they just do like a general body this thing. But a complete one, they will take fluid, they will take specimens, or they will cut part of the skin, part of intestines, everything, and they weigh every sample they take. They weigh it before sending it to the lab. So with this one, they will touch the brain as well. And she sat on Facebook lying to people. Are you a doctor? Are you a pathologist? Why are you telling people that? Why are you misleading? And guess what? A lot of people key into that because they love her. It's just like any of us. You get online, there's some people that if you lie, you can lie. They will take it. People are that gullible. And people are very lazy. They cannot research themselves. They cannot hear something and confirm and investigate. They will take it the way somebody they adore or they like or mentor them, right? They'll just say, oh, I'm a follower, and they'll continue to be a follower for the rest of their lives. So what we do as individuals is even worse than the government. Sometimes we deserve the kind of government we have. Because if we intelligently question some of the things that the governments are doing to us, there will be changes because they know they're dealing with intelligent people. But no, they know that they have gullible followers and they capitalize on the gullibility, and they will never give you your rights. They will never give you your entitlement. They will rather use your entitlement to better their own selves, to build wealth, generational wealth, and all that. So it's about time we sit back and question everything we see. Do not take my word for it. Anything you hear, go and research it. Same thing with Christianity, same with Muslim religion. You sit down, you're listening to a speaker, a preacher, they say any word, put it down. Any word that you've never heard before. That's why even in dictionary, you have the glossary, you have all the key points you can reference. So put it down, go and read what the pastor says. Is it right? Because once in a while, it makes things up too. They will call you Samuel chapter, and they will go and quote a Psalm. It's not because they don't know what they're saying. Sometimes they get mixed up too, right? They can't have everything off edge. Especially if they're those that don't have notes. You need to have notes. So people need to sit down if they really love Mohbad the way they think they do. Because all these stupid people, like this guy, this recent one, Ayat, that somebody was talking about, you're saying that an innocent child would die because they killed Mohbad because of that baby. Who gave this idiot, this lunatic, this moron, such theory, such story? And this person believed this story so much that he had to curse a little baby. And it's all baloney. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. So I don't know how to educate, what step we need to take to educate our people. I'm getting sick and tired of their gullibility. I'm very sick and tired of their wrong narratives. Although things are getting better, honestly, thank God for a group like this, a platform like this. It's getting better, but some are still, they're still trying harder. They're still trying harder. They know their theory is exposed, it's getting exposed, and they are kind of like, it's dying down gradually, but there's still people that are adamant. You hardly see people like Mamaize around lately. Maybe she's now realizing that, what they've been doing is wrong. So, but hopefully everybody will get the whole story straight, and the authority will come out and will progress. Let them start charging people. Once the charges start rolling in, charge Naira Marley already. At least, even if you cannot charge them with murder right now, charge them with what we have. When the case starts, they will chew on their words. They will run away. We know that.
You mean charge them for battering and assaults?
Exactly. Charge them for what is clear. Charge for also the non-payment too. This is criminal too. When somebody worked for you for almost 3 years and you refuse to pay the person. Well, in abroad, it's something, right? But Nigeria, I don't know. Start the proceedings for what is clear. What is delaying that part is getting people agitated. People are getting angry and agitated because things are not done in a timely fashion. Why the delay? Why the postponements? Why allow them? There should be restriction. When a criminal investigation is ongoing, you cannot act like a normal person who is free. Though they are on bail, but they're not allowed to be doing charity and because of their bails. But I know, but they're not allowed to. They can't, they support part of their bail condition should be, you know how they took their passport and they cannot travel, you cannot go on social media, you cannot do this. They should be on house arrest. They shouldn't, because it will irritate people, it will agitate people, like it will annoy people. They shouldn't be. This is murder. Somebody mentioned about Batishe. What happened to the driver, to the BRT driver who killed this young girl? I know that lady, the Chukuma, what was that lady that on the news today? Nena. Yeah, Nena mentioned it. It's true. What is going on with Sylvester's case? I know as citizens, people are not doing well. I know that. Just like Mr. Aloba is not doing well. He distracted people. He's causing a lot of chaos. Yes, that's part of it, you see?
He's actually the one that is causing this injustice.
Yes. Well, delay. Don't call it injustice. Delay. Yeah, we don't want to call it injustice because if a system is, they said delay is not denial. So there's a delay because of the kind of system we have. You see, if this was, do you know that if this was abroad, they won't even wait for any father. This is murder. It will be between the states and Samilari, Naramali. Honestly, they will change it. This is nothing to do with Alaba. It's a citizen.
England, they will say it is between you and the Queen of England.
God bless you. That's what happens. I'm telling you. If Baba is disturbing them, they will arrest him.
Exactly.
Honestly, they will arrest him. All these things and all the social media. Do you know that so many things will happen in abroad? The moment people start sharing it, if they know that it is something disturbing, they will ban it. There's a way they will connect with Mark or whoever owns that platform, and they will take it off air. Like, Nigeria, lucky gone.
tó ẹ kú àtàárọ̀ o ẹ dẹ̀kú bí ètò ọ̀hún bó ṣe lọ ó dẹ̀ dá mi lójú pé ẹ ti rí ọ̀kan àbí méjì ń tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ àbí tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ rí ẹ ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ nínú ètò tòní. tó ó kù tọjọ́ míì àmọ́ kí n tó lọ jẹ́ máa rán yín létí pé ètò tẹ́ ń wò ẹ máa bá mi like ẹ máa share o kẹ́ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa bá mi wá more subscription nítorí pé Wo TV ń gòkè àgbà ìrànlọ́wọ́ yín ni àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run Ọba títí wá dìgbà míì táwùjọ máa fojú níjú lórí ìkànnì pẹ̀lú àkọ́tún ètò míì tó tún gbọ́ngbọ́n àdìgbòlódò dọ́ra wọ ni mò ń jẹ́ o ẹ ti mọ̀ mí lánàá kó tó dé ní ẹ má jẹun porí kíkun àmọ́ títí dìgbà míì ńkọ́ ẹ kú àtàárọ̀ ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ìní ṣé kò rẹra jù.
Disclaimer. The information provided by the speaker or presenter on the World TV platform during this broadcast is for general informational purposes only. All information in this broadcast is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, expressed or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of the information. The broadcaster of the channel may not and cannot be held accountable for the views, opinions, and comments made by callers during this broadcast. World TV is a contemporary Nigerian news and entertainment TV program born from the need to fuse the popular indigenous Yoruba culture into the growing entertainment industry of Nigeria and the rest of the world.